to you about the fourth quarter, especially defensively there?
What was the first part?
Just what stood out about the fourth quarter to you when you guys flipped the game around?
We got a couple of stops. We made some shots, but I think for the most part we got stops. Tatum got loose a little bit in the fourth, but all the shots were contested. We've been doing a good job of buffering down the full quarter. Stop the Detroit game, I think. Even in Philly, did a good job. That's how we were able to come back. Just buffering down the fourth, being a team where when we need stops, we're going to get them. Playing hard, playing scrappy, and I think that last play, with Jaylen Brown getting ahead and lay up and DF covering to Kemba. I just think that summed up for the defense. We're just scrappy and just playing hard.
Looked like you were more aggressive, especially early, 18-10 in the first half. But just wondered what the season's been like for you, trying to, with everything that you talked about preseason, the shortened off season, how the new teammates, how would you evaluate the whole thing so far?
It's been good so far. For me personally, I just get back to the attack mode, being aggressive. Crashing off the glass, making the paint, doing those things. Everything that I did tonight. I'm trying to get back to that and what I got back to it tonight. Carry over for that's the season. But the things come together very well. We were starting to figure each other out. The guys are getting comfortable. And we're doing it for the short practice time. And we're on the road, so the more games that we play with each other, the better we'll be.
Dave?
Anthony, Alex, you credited that defensive play he made late when you spoke to Rachel afterwards, but there's other guys who have more experience in the league on your roster, who have more credentials, who have command a larger salary, but he's part of the closing lineup, or has been often for you guys. What about his game, about his persona, allows him to fit in that role, and what do you guys like about having him there when it's winning time?
Yeah, he's a smart player. Like I say, he's not the highest paid or have all the accolades or credentials, and a lot of people don't notice him, but he plays the right way. He locks up defensively, makes tough shots, scrappy. I saw a stat where actually Doug, I didn't see it, Doug told me after the Detroit game is that in our losses, and he's a plus 46 and like plus minus or something like that, which just shows that anytime you throw him on the floor, he's always in the plus column and the plus minus. He's playing the right way. He's expecting the game, in a positive way. So for him to be out there and close the lineup with us, we trust him. Coach trusts him, and he always comes up and make big plays. Just what we seen tonight at the end of the game.
Dan?
For what it's worth, I think he's a plus 14 tonight while scoring 2 points off the bench. For you guys as an identity, I mean, how fitting is it to have a guy simply just run as hard as he can from one corner of the court to the free throw line? What does that say about the kind of team that you guys want to be in terms of just playing hard and having that be such a cornerstone of your identity as a group?
Yeah, we just want everybody to do their job. You do your job, and that's all, we can never ask of anyone on the team, from the coaching staff to the players. So everyone, knows their role, and everyone they just ask to do their job. If your job is to run to the corners, then, to create space and make shots, then, that's what, we expect you to do. Your job's to defend, rebound, block shots, whatever, that's what we expect you to do. Score, come off pick and roll, get in the paint, whatever it is, whatever your role is on this team, we expect you to do it at the highest level. So I think everyone on our team noticed that. And when you're not doing it, then we got guys on the team who can hold each other accountable. We have been doing that. So that's why I think a lot of guys are starting to get more comfortable, knowing that guys are going to get on them, and when they're not playing the right way or doing their role, then we're going to talk them.
Last question, Kyle.
AD wound up with the ball after Tice missed the putback and looked like you were kind of hanging on the net for a second, maybe thinking a little bit. I was wondering, what were you thinking after that finish? And as a follow-up, is this the kind of win that still feels a little humbling even after you're winning it?
I don't know what I was thinking. I was just in a daze. A really win. Playing against a team that just, beat us by 30 last year in this building. Beat, and we were able to, put it off with a great win and a stop at the end. So it was just like, a relief. I mean, obviously, Kemba had a good look. Tice had a great look on the putback, but losing two in a row, something we don't condone, something we don't like. We were able to, get this one, and we just, we're back in the win column when it could have easily went in, and but it killed our spirit, of course. So just a sign of relief just to be able to get this win, and then for us in total, I think we just happy to be back in the win column. Happy to. It's been a long road trip, almost 2 weeks now. So we're trying to push through it and continue to play the right way while we get wins. The long road trip can get to anybody, especially when you're away from your home and your family for a very long time. So it was a good win for us to get back in the win column, especially against a team like this, and another team coming up who plays hard with Trey and John Collins and all these guys who are playing extremely well for them. It'll be easy to get that win either, but it feels good to get back in the win column going into another game and not dropping through the middle.
We'll be back to wrap things up on Access Sportsnet later. For LeBron, he's now speaking with Mike in the media. Chicken coop.
Hey, LeBron, that final play or that final section of the game, Caruso sprints down the court, and just wondering, it seems like an effort play, but there has to be a certain amount of just mental acuity there and just kind of recognition. Can you take us through what you saw from that perspective and kind of how big that was?
Anytime you have a turnover, you just want to have a quick twitch, try to get back and try to recover the play. And that's exactly what we did, starting with AC getting back, and then all of us just kind of formed the wall. Dennis did a great job of standing in front of Kemba, even though Kemba got to his patented shot to step back. But Dennis still got a great look. Got a great contest on his shot, and Tice missed a layup, so we came away with a win.
Frank spoke about shortening the rotation to 9 for tonight, and that's been something he's been juggling with. You have 11 guys at least who you'd like to give more minutes for. Just your experience over the years and what it's like having the rotation like that and how that impacts guys night in, night out.
As professionals, we all just have to stay ready when our number is called. We're here for one reason only, and that's to try to win a championship, and that's what it is.
Calgon?
Hey, AD talked a little bit about sort of just not wanting to lose 3 in a row and having a little extra energy from that. In what ways do you feel like maybe that extra energy or extra desire to break the losing streak came out tonight in your guys' performance as a team?
Well, we don't want to lose 1 in a row, and then we take pride in losing 2 in a row, and we did that, and in Philly and Detroit. So we knew we was coming into a hostile environment in a hostile building, understanding how good this team is, and we had to play some really good basketball in order to win, and we was able to win 1 possession more than they were tonight and come away with it.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron. You guys obviously every time you step on the court, you guys have a lot of talent that you put on the floor. But over the past year and 20 games, I guess this season, playing harder than the other team, wanting it, I guess, more has been a thing that's really shown through. How have you guys been able to keep that sort of like we're going to play harder than you more nights than not sort of mentality?
Because talent can only take you so far. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of talented teams in this league, but it's how far you can go as far as how hard you play. How much you challenge yourself on the defensive end to try to get stops, to want to get stops, and just have that mentality. So that's just who we've been over the last year or so.
Bill?
Hey, LeBron, that group you guys started the second and fourth with THT, Caruso, Trez, and Kuz and yourself isn't one we've seen a lot before. You had a lot of success with it tonight. What do you like about that group, and why was it effective against what they were doing?
It's a high energy group. We all play with a pace, a level of energy, and we just fight off one another. And it's a team that can. We have multiple ball handlers, multiple guys that can slash and shooting. It works well for us, and Trez just demands, the paint. So it works extremely well for us.
Kyle Hightower? Kyle, I think you're on mute.
Yeah. Hey, LeBron, if you forgive the offbeat question a little bit, but you're in Boston right now, and next week is the Super Bowl. You gave a shout out to Tom Brady last week. Just congratulate him for making it back to another Super Bowl. What's it do for you to see a guy like him playing at the level he is at his age and do what he's doing at that high level, getting back to the pinnacle of his sport?
It doesn't do anything for me as far as what I do in my profession, but what it does, it lets me know and lets both of us know that we can still play this game at a high level, no matter how many miles, how many games, no matter how many doubters, no matter the statistics of, in our respective profession at our age, we can still dominate our sport. And also we can bring together groups that we may have not been around for a long period of time. It's just our professionalism, how we attack the sport, how we attack every single day of being a professional, of wanting to win every single day, in a practice, on the film, on the practice field, and in the games, so on and so on. So, we gravitate towards people, and people gravitate towards us because we have one common goal, and that's to win and win at the highest level.
Last two questions, Joe Varden.
Hey, man. What did you think seeing Tristan in a different uniform tonight?
And then, when you play Boston, that's all you see. You see green. You don't really see the person, when you play Boston. So it was no difference. But it's always good to see my brother. Love him to death. I'm extremely proud of him and the leader he's become. He's like now a vet for this team, and they're going to use his knowledge, throughout the course of this season, both on and off the floor. So I'm happy for him.
Last question, Melissa Rowland.
Hey, LeBron, I have kind of an offbeat question for you as well tonight. There's been a lot of talk, obviously, about how your game has grown from when you were 18 to 36. How would you say your leadership has grown and evolved from when you were 18 until now?
I think you continue to learn. At 18, I was the leader of my high school basketball team for 4 years, or let's say 3 years, along with a couple guys. But you come into the professional league, you sit there and watch, and you become a sponge, and you see, you lead by example. You go out and you practice hard, and you try to stick your head into the film and just try to get better every single day, and just try to keep quiet because there's vets, things of that nature, and you got your coach staff who does a lot of the talking. So I was just more of a sponge, at 18, just watching, seeing. But I've always had that leadership trait. Whenever it will become available to me, and someone will come up to me and say, "We need you to lead." So as the years went on, and it just continues to build, it continues to grow. And I know who I am as a person, as a basketball player, and I have a lot of knowledge to give to my teammates and to franchises I've been a part of in my career. So, leadership is not a one-day thing. It's not a one-trick pony. It's an everyday thing, both on and off